Well, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of For the Love of Details. Thank you for being here with me this Monday evening. I hope everybody's week has gotten off to a great start. I am so excited to have this guest on. I've had him on. We just talked, it's been about a year. And so I'm excited to bring him back. And our conversation tonight is going to be something pretty terrific. So if you know, I had Chelsea on not too long ago, and I called her the queen of interiors. But tonight I have the king. So without further ado, let's bring in our king of interiors, Mr. Carlos Serrano. Hi.
What is up? What's up?
Oh man, nothing much. I already see people saying that they'll give you another 20 for another show. Well, you know what
Oh
I mean?
Lord, hey, anything for the wife. She gets more ice cream.
Oh my goodness. No, don't do that. Demonetized. You know what I mean? Uh, if you didn't catch Carlos's live earlier today, you might want to go give it a view. Apparently it was hot and heavy. Huh?
It was interesting. Very
Interesting.
interesting.
All right, you guys, before I get started, as you can see on the ticker, there are spring clean kits, 25% off out the House of Rags. You're going to see some clean kits, some quiver kits, detail, wheel, and tire kits. Also, you all know that Car has now officially dropped. And also, Thursday, please be sure to tune in to the House of Rags live with Jamie and Eddie, because there is a huge drop coming on Thursday. So you don't want to miss that. But I am ready to not miss the conversation that we're about to have here on interiors. Carlos, you ready to
I'm
give
excited.
it? Yeah, me too. Thank you so much. I will have to say that I appreciate Carlos. He was supposed to come on in a different night, and he graciously changed it to this night. So thank you for being so flexible.
No, thank you.
I appreciate it. So let's get right into it. I kind of want to start just down and dirty. What is the nastiest thing you have ever found in a car? Like nasty.
It'll have to be maggots.
Ugh, maggots.
Yes.
That really is pretty damn nasty. Where did you find? Where were they?
Inside a car. I got a call from a client saying that he had reached out to a couple detailers and they were all declining, and then some were saying that I could tackle it. If there was one person that would take it, it's me, right? And I kid you not, like the smell was like horrendous. But I guess the lady was going through some life struggles or something, and she just kind of just started getting like leaving food in the car, and just it was bad. Like the car was like a hoarder car pretty much, but just food. And yeah, when I saw it, that sucker had maggots, it had flies. It had everything. It was very interesting.
How long did it take you to do that interior, to get rid of those?
That one took me roughly about 15 hours.
15 hours.
Yeah, from beginning to end.
Isn't there like little larvae or like little eggs? Like, how do you even know you get rid of something like that completely? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the initial thing I always do when it's stuff like that, it's more like an in-person consultation first. Like, let me see what I'm working with, right?
Yeah.
And once I inspect it, I go with the light. I have a little like a mechanic cameras, like it's like a little wire, it has a camera, and you kind of stick in. So I use stuff like that to kind of get under the carpet, just to kind of give me a good visual. And thankfully, everything was just on the top surface. And yeah, it's just a full blown. I did like a good 3-hour ozone treatment before I even started. And then we got into the detailing. But yeah, usually just more like an in-person consultation.
And were you wearing like a mask? Did you have a full on hazmat suit? Like, how do you protect yourself, right? And because you never know.
Lots of rubber. Gloves, I mean, and by rubber I mean gloves. But yeah, PPE suit, mask, gloves, long sleeves, and then everything I wore that day, I literally throw it away.
What did you charge for that?
That one I charge 4,000.
Mm. At that point, I'm like, I'm gonna set it on fire and just buy a new car.
It was when I tell you it was a really nice car, so
Really?
the investment was worth it, but yeah,
Ugh,
it was up there.
yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it kinda I feel like, when you get that feeling like you wanna throw up, I kinda have that feeling right now. I mean, did you feel
Yeah.
that way the whole way through? Because I don't know that
Honestly, I love those jobs. Like I really, I love those jobs. Right? But with the mask, you're good. It's until I took the mask off, and it was those moments where I'm taking those breaths without the mask. I'm like, oof, put it back on.
And then you're
Yeah.
vacuuming those things up, right? So then
Yep.
what do you do with your equipment after that? Is that like full, sanitization, or
Yeah.
how are
So
you?
the the price that I give usually will include. I will. There's two ways I do it. Number one, I will go buy a new vacuum. A new vacuum. I will fully sanitize the old one, and then I'll usually give it away to like somebody else that needs a vacuum. I'll just be like, "Hey, look, I got a vacuum. You can have it. I've cleaned it." Um, and for the
Mhm.
extractor, same thing. It goes through a full sanitation, different chemicals to just clean everything in there. I pressure wash the crap out of my vacuum or the extractor hose to make
Yeah,
sure like I'm not putting anything in there to create any more issues. So yeah, the cost I always add an extra fee on there just for like cleanup.
yeah, man, $4,000, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but for something like that, that might not even be enough, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, at the end of the day,
15
it's like
hours,
sometimes you break out even with everything.
yeah, that is absolutely insane. So,
Yeah.
give me another example. So that's the nastiest thing you've ever found in a car, but give me an example of one of your worst interiors ever. That doesn't include things like crawling bugs.
Um, Cleaning blood.
Mm, that
Yeah,
sounds like
cleaning blood. Yeah.
fun. How do you get blood out?
Lots of hydrogen peroxide as your pre spray. You soak that crap out of it and
Mm,
just let it just emulsify all of it, and then a bunch of towels,
mm,
lots of towels, throwaway towels,
yeah,
lots of black bags,
yeah,
and then you just get into the deep cleaning aspect of it.
yeah. Man, God bless you, because I could never. Not even that I would never, I just don't think I could ever. What is
Yeah.
something that you have found in a car that would shock most people? Anything? Like,
That would shock most people.
that people,
I
like, left
found
behind,
money. I found like stacks of money.
stacks?
Um, yeah, like stacks.
Wow.
Uh, that would definitely shock everybody. And then they'll be like, "Oh, I've been looking for that. I misplaced it." And I'm like, "Bro, okay."
Yeah, they're lucky you were honest to give it back to them, right? You're like, "Oh, this is
Yeah,
the."
at the end of anything with money, I always feel like it's always a setup to see
Yeah.
if you're honest, right?
Yeah,
Anything with money, that's kind of how I feel. Even when I worked at the car wash for many years, customers would throw like 20s or $100 bill under their seat just to see if you would steal it. Or, when I was a manager, I would throw like a $40 under the seat.
yeah,
And then I would check the car when it would come out, and if it wasn't there, somebody grabbed it. So, it's
yeah,
kind of a way of testing our employees and stuff like that.
yeah. In the South, it's firearms and bullets. Have you ever found a firearm or
Oh
bullets?
yeah, 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 yep.
Do people normally tell you, like, "I have these things in the car"? Or do you usually get
Yeah.
surprised by the things you find?
No, some clients will tell me like, "Hey, I have my gun in there. I have my ammo or whatever." And then you get those that don't tell me nothing, and then I'm like opening the console and I'm like, "Oh shoot,"
Yeah, yeah,
And I'll text them. I'm like, "Hey, your gun's in here," and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I forgot to take it out."
oh my gosh, Conway's saying
With
he's found
poor.
some in toy. 70, 80-ish-year-old lady. Oh my gosh, I mean, you're never too old, right?
Never too old to Find
Yeah.
excitement in anything.
Bobby saying he's found lots of credit cards in between seats. I have
Mm-hmm.
lost a credit card or two in my day in between my own seats. That's easy to do.
Yep.
Carrie wants
Conway,
her
you have
number.
her number.
So, what do you think is worse? So, food, pets, or humans? What makes the most mess? Us as humans, food, or pets?
Food,
My friend,
pets, or
you don't have
humans.
like,
So back then, I hated doing interiors that have pets,
mm,
but that changed because obviously now I have also. So now I actually embrace a vehicle that has pet hair because
mm,
it's like I can relate now, you know?
yeah,
Um, food, nah, it'll probably be more like human, just nastiness or something. I don't want to say nastiness, but like just
but
human
yeah,
skin or something. I don't know.
human skin.
Toenails, stuff like that.
Have you ever found a French fry? You would definitely find them in my car.
With chicken nuggets too.
Yeah, right.
I could
Uh,
make a whole combo meal.
Don says he's found a live turtle. That's
What
wild.
the heck?
That is absolutely wild. And again, guys, like I always say, please leave your questions in the comments and I will star them and get back to them. You know, so as a mom, right, well, I have 4 kids, but 3 are, my oldest has her own car. I have to say that my interior can get pretty nasty sometimes. And, I'll kind of do the whole I get it cleaned and locked down in the first couple of weeks. It's like no drink, no food. But when you are busy and you're on the go, like that never sticks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
no.
I mean, just eating and drinking in cars for me, I'm not talking for everybody out there, but for me, it's just, it's just part of it.
It's
It comes
tough. It's tough.
it's hard, it's hard, and that's absolutely hard, but how do you think or why do you think people allow their cars to get so bad? Do you think it's just a personality thing? Do you think it's like what I'm talking about and just a busy lifestyle thing, overwhelming thing? Like, what is it?
Honestly, I think now that I've done interiors for so long, I think now I'm also a people person. So it's like I get to observe, right? You get to see a little bit of their life. And when you meet the client, you can kind of see the type of, some people are going through a rough time.
Yeah,
They have issues, they got problems, or they have kids. So that's probably one of the reasons why interiors get so, I guess, trashed is the word, or neglected, right? Many people don't even detail their cars for years,
yeah,
right? And it's like, it's just one of those. But I think it's just um, time. Just people don't have time anymore, and they just throw stuff in there, and then they'll go through, and then they'll just like vacuum it or something. But it's not. I think it's
yeah,
just people just life takes over.
yeah. I totally agree. I think people, like with anything, you kind of just get used to the chaos. Like that chaos becomes
It becomes normal.
comfortable or normal. Exactly.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I totally can relate to that. And there's a lot of people in here saying, yeah, drinks coffee without a lid, coffee stains everywhere. I definitely have coffee stains and I have a lid. So my biggest thing is makeup too. I get makeup like on the visor,
the
coming down
visor.
on the steering
Yeah,
wheel.
steering wheels. Yep,
Yeah.
the back of the steering wheel, like
Yes,
the
the
yep.
buttons, the buttons even on
Yeah,
my screen, it's like, gosh, I wash my hands like crazy, but I guess, makeup, you realize how oily, you are or your makeup is.
yeah.
You know, um, do customers that come to you with totally hammered cars, do they acknowledge it for the most part? Like, hey, my car is thrashed, or do you notice that people come to you and don't even say a word like it's, you know, normal?
Some I think are embarrassed,
Yeah.
and they don't want to tell me. But there's no vehicle that I don't touch that you guys don't see without me already giving them a price, right?
Yeah.
I won't show up blindsided. Never. I did it. I think I've learned my lesson twice. And since then, I don't show up to an appointment without already agreeing to a price and
Yeah.
seeing how the interior looks, right?
Yeah.
Some they're very embarrassed and they're like, hey, my car it's in bad shape, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, and I just let them know, like, okay, so based off that, there's the price is going to be a bit heavy because of so much stuff we have to do to kind of get the car back in shape, right? And I've been blessed with clients, that they understand the cost. I think I'm probably one of the most expensive detailers here in DFW. Um, and I understand I'm not going to get every customer, but the ones who do say yes to me, like they're paying a pretty price, but they're definitely getting quality at the end of the day.
Yeah. They're getting the service. They're paying for the service and for
Yeah.
you because,
Yeah.
right? It's your time,
Hmm.
it's your value, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that your prices, I'm going to guess, have gone up, right? I mean, I'm sure you didn't start probably at the price that you're at now.
Oh no. When I started, it was $50.
Mm,
$50 for interior, headliner, um, exterior wash, and I was even giving them like a wax on the outside for 50
yeah,
bucks.
yeah,
Now, you move forward, interiors start at 350 and they go up. So the average ticket's usually around like $500, $600 for
yeah,
an interior detail, with the basic exterior wash.
yeah. And how many different, I think you have said this in a recent video that you don't even have like packages anymore,
Mm-mm.
or right? That's
I
just
just have two packages, which is my basic, or I call it the sauce package, which is 150, which is just a good vacuum blowing out the inside, wiping down your door panels, giving your seats a quick wipe down if they're leather, and then we just condition just the door panels and then wash the exterior. And then the next one would be the interior detail. But recently, I had a little mishap, and due to that little issue, or my mistake or something, whatever it could be, I decided that from now on, like, there's only one package I offer, and that's your interior detail. So now it's like this is the only
yeah.
package I have, which is 350.
Now let's talk about that little mishap because I honestly think that that's probably something that is more common than people maybe talk about because this is a person whom got the lower package but expected more. Can you kind of talk us through what happened there? Because I was shocked, like, and the way that the
Yeah.
condition, right, when they brought it back. So, kind of just take us through that really quick. What
Yeah,
happened?
so that one, she's been a client of mine for about probably 7 years, right? And she's always gotten the interior detail, never entry. Um, and her her truck always looks pretty much the same way that it looked on that video. But I had recently just detailed it too, maybe like a month back. And so it was during the freeze that we had. And she called me. She was like, "Hey, I just need my, the entry level package." And for that reason, I was like, okay, cool. I had just detailed it. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. Right. And when I got there, there was slime on the seat,
Mm,
and stuff that wasn't part of the package. I don't pull the steamer out for that one, which is something that
yeah,
we always do. And it was funny because I even did like a little short, and then I was like, I'm gonna show you what comes with the basic. This does not come with the basic. And it literally what I got dinged on. But I know I left the vehicle very nice. There was still dust, but they live in a dirt road, gravel. Their business is a gravel business, so there's always nothing but like sand like blowing right into the truck.
yeah,
And I got dinged on that. And I told her, I was like, look, I'll go back next week and I'll take care of it. I was like, you know what? I'll just I'll just do a full interior detail for you. All right. I'm sorry. Um, and so, I didn't go the following week because she had an emergency. And obviously they've been going through some life stuff as well that I didn't talk about it in the video, but,
yeah.
um, when I went back, I saw that thing it was
Trash.
trashed, you know, um, I was frustrated, but at the end of the day, I'm the type of person that I kind of feel for my customers when they're going through some situations.
Yeah,
I really wanted to blow up, like for the first time probably ever on them, but I just couldn't, and so I was like, screw it, I'm eating this one. And then we detailed it, steamed it, removed all the slime, and I gave
Yeah.
it back to her. Right? Obviously, they gave me a tip, which was their homegrown cattle. So they gave me some steak for also. They're like, here, give some for your also. So they give me that. But yeah, it was one of those where because of that, I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of just. I
Yeah.
don't want to deal with this anymore. So
Yeah.
for that reason, like now it's like you only get the 350.
Yeah. Do you look at to that client a little differently now? Because it almost seemed disrespectful. Like it seemed,
In a
how
way,
do you deal with your emotions going forward? Because for me, I'd
going
be like,
forward, um, you know, I don't think I'll look at them in any way other than hey, we just I'm gonna just you get your pass.
yeah,
I give all my clients a free pass, and that was that one free pass. And ever since then, I can't look at you any different. You know, going through life circumstances, sometimes it's tough.
yeah,
So I can't. Though I wish to be like that person, to be very negative at them, I just can't. I don't have the heart for that, and
mm,
for that reason, it's like I can't look at them different. Now, if they don't call me again, that's okay,
yeah,
right?
yeah. As well,
Because they follow me on Facebook, I follow them on Facebook, you know. But I'm sure they'll call me again. But at least I think if they do, I think I will have a more of a sit down with them and say, hey, look, from here on out, like we won't ever do the basic,
yeah,
and we're just gonna stick to the details from
yeah,
now on because I don't want that same issue that happened that
yeah,
last time.
yeah. And I think that's a great approach too, because communication is key, right? Um, if you can sit with clients and talk them through what you expect, what they expect, and kind of come to a happy medium.
Hmm.
Yeah, I totally see that. Um, Now I know that there's not, as we just discussed with your whole maggot situation, I know that there's not many interiors then that you would turn down, but have you ever come to a situation where you've wanted to turn a job down, or you have turned it down, or the car got to you and you were just like, I can't do it? Has there ever been an issue like that, or have you literally done
Oh
everything?
yeah, yeah, many times. I try not to decline jobs. But recently, I did a sale, right? And usually at the end of the month, I love giving back, and I love just kind of, for the clients that maybe couldn't afford me, right? I usually at the end of the month, I'll put a sale out, which is a very limited run, maybe the first like 3 people, which was $200, right? And it was going to be a interior only, right? And I got there, and whenever I got there, I think I've been doing this so long when I know like, oh shoot, I think this is gonna be one of those, right? And I showed up, and the client comes out, and I could usually tell real quick. I started getting a whiff, and then I was
Mhm.
like, the interior was trashed, right? And for $200, they were getting a steal.
Yeah.
But usually I'm just really good at just kind of detecting like issues very quickly. And when I started smelling something, I was like, yeah, I think this car has mold,
Mm,
right? And then I don't mind doing mold, but it's gonna cost more. So I ended up texting them, and I was like, hey, I need y'all to come outside. We need to go over this very quickly because. So they came out, and I told them, hey, there's like mold in this car, and because of that, I can't do it for the $200 ticket, even though I did say, the condition, but the conditions change based off, we have mold. That's a whole different. And
yeah.
so I was like, feel free to find somebody cheaper that could attack the mold without paying, because I was charging them like 1,500, and they were like, no, I appreciate it. We'll just pass. So I was like, I'll just vacuum it real quick, the best I can, and then I'll be out of here. And
Yeah.
that was, one of the few that I declined. But I very rarely will I decline a job, especially interiors. Very
Yeah.
rarely.
Yeah. I know this is really nasty, but have you ever dealt with like human feces and
Yes.
accidents?
Hmm.
Ugh. So I I had somebody ask me to do a job where there was a huge, accident by a grandmother, and I couldn't. I literally I couldn't. I the
Yeah,
minute
it's
I could
tough.
I
That's a
they
tough one.
yeah, and literally it was somebody, bless their souls, it was, at work, and they opened the door, for me because I was like, "Well, can I see?" And the minute they opened the door, I don't even know how they drove in that car, okay? I literally, like, threw up in my mouth. I'm like,
Yeah.
I felt so bad because then I was like, "How unprofessional am I that I couldn't deal with it?" But it was so bad. So I'm like,
And the thing is that it can be manageable because usually by the time they've called you, they've probably already called like a couple detailers, right?
probably.
And they're all declining. And the
Yeah.
reason, but like for me, for that issue, right? Even if they don't go with me, I'll tell them, hey, in the meantime, till you find somebody, roll those windows down. Let air kind of go in there. Let the elements kind of help
Yeah.
because with the windows up, when it gets sunny, it just recharges
What
again,
yeah. Mm.
right? And that's what has kind of made me very um I guess used by a lot of clients is because I'm honest and I
Yeah.
tell them like, hey, try this, right? Even if you don't come with me, you know, do this, right?
Mm.
And I guess that has helped me a lot because they're like,
Yeah.
honestly, you're the only person that kind of guided me,
Mm.
even if we didn't go with you, but you guided me to do something. And for that reason, they'll just say, screw it, we'll eat that price because this guy actually kind of helped us a little bit and
Yeah.
looks like he'll take it because I'm
Yeah.
always excited. Like you can feel my excitement, like I'll do it,
Yeah.
but it comes at a price. And I
Yeah.
win some, I lose some, but majority of the time I actually get them.
Yeah. And somebody had said in the comments, like, yeah, if it were from an animal or a baby, like I have had my kids, as small children have accidents in the car. That is completely different, in my
Hmm.
opinion, as opposed to a full grown adult bad
Yeah,
accident.
that's
Um,
different. The
it's
odor is different from an
different.
adult to a kid.
It is. And man, I couldn't handle it. So I was just kidding. I was
The
curious.
older we get, them suckers be expired.
I'll tell you what, right? It comes full circle. Let me tell you what. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows in the comments, we are doing a giveaway tonight. I am going to give away a perfectly safe brush from DIY. We know that Carlos used that brush, and actually, we talked about it backstage. He says is still using it because you do approve, right, Carlos?
I do. Anything I approve, you'll see it in my videos. Like I'm not one of those that says this is the best and then just never uses it, or you'll see it at secondhand detailing the following week
Yeah.
after they do a video. Nah, not me. You'll see it being used.
Yeah. That's so funny. Look at people are already dropping numbers. Because I
Numbers.
told you I was going to do a number.
Oh,
We're not doing it yet, so chill on the numbers, guys. Chill on the numbers. I will say though, I do want to be very transparent. Is that right now on the DIY site, the handle that they use is sold out. So what you will be getting is just the perfectly safe brush, just the brush, the head, not the handle. I did purchase my handle at Home Depot for like, I think it was, I don't know, 18, 19 bucks, and it works perfectly. So just to put that out there. Let's go ahead and answer a few questions, and then we're going to get into talking about detailers and interiors, and we'll kind of get into that in just a second. But there are a few questions. So have you ever, oh, we just talked about this. Have you ever turned down an interior and why? So we've kind of gone over that.
yeah.
Yes, no, most of the time. Most of the time, no, right?
Most of the
Chris
time, no.
said, Carlos, how much of your business comes from YouTube, social media, advertising, and referrals?
Let me see. Comes from YouTube. From YouTube, very minimal. YouTube doesn't do much for me, to be honest. Maybe when I hit 1 million, I'm so close. Um,
We'll get
Mostly
there.
social media. I'm mostly on Facebook, anyways. That's where I post a lot of stuff on Facebook. Referrals for sure. A lot of my clients. Advertisements. I don't have a website. I don't pay for marketers. I don't pay for ads. So I'm the marketer. I do everything.
Do you do like business cards, flyers? Do you
Yes,
advertise?
I have door hangers. My door hangers has a picture of also. But yeah, I have door
Hmm.
hangers. I have business cards. I have plastic ones and then I have metal ones. It truly depends the kind of car you got or the house you have is where I'm like, okay, we got to put this metal one. But yeah, I think I have a lot of stuff that I can kind of advertise a lot.
Yeah. And I do remember you saying that you really don't use Google or anything like that. It's just
Mm-mm.
word of mouth
Yeah, it's
most
just
of
word of mouth.
the yeah. Um, Don would like to know how big of an area do you cover for mobile jobs? I know you travel.
Yeah, I go everywhere. I've driven 5 hours, 6 hours to a job.
That's amazing. 5 to
Yeah.
6 hours to a job. That
Yep.
and honestly, that's wild that people not having Google, right? Not doing Google
Yeah.
Ads,
Just
like
word of
that,
mouth.
and that people hear about you that far away. That says something right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
Hey,
crazy.
as long as they pay, I'm on
You're
four wheels
driving
on your way. I just
you're
won't go to Houston. Houston's the only way I won't go no more. I learned my lesson.
uh-oh, what happened in Houston?
They stole my freaking I'm gonna probably gonna botch this one, but they stole my catalytic converter off my truck.
No, they didn't.
Yes, literally within like the first 5 minutes of me checking into the hotel.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. When I turned my truck on, literally it sounded like a freaking one of them tacuache trucks.
And that is such a thing, man. People have been doing it. I mean, I don't know if it's such a thing as much as it used to be, but for a
Yeah, it
while,
died
yeah,
down, but
sure, it
man,
was
that time
everywhere.
I was
Oh my god,
pissed.
that's wild. I would have been so pissed too.
Yeah.
Did you still go through with the detail and all of that?
Yeah, I had to, you know.
Oh
But
my
yeah, I was
god.
driving around with a loud truck.
They
So
knew you
yeah, I
were
think
coming, huh?
yeah. And so I just straight piped it for while I was in Houston, and I mean it's still straight pipe because they were gonna total my truck if I put the insurance on it, and I was like I can't lose that truck. Like we have too
Yeah.
much history together, so now I'm just straight piping it.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely insane. Wow, Houston. I know some people are like, "That's Houston for you." Let's see, a couple more questions here. Let's see, Carlos, do you use super slick rinseless on interiors like Chingy?
Nah, rinses is my last option that I'll ever use.
I could have answered that, huh? That's funny.
Good thing I
Um,
wasn't drinking today because I would have said something different.
Westcat's asking, do you do mold jobs? And we did kind of touch on this a minute,
Yes, I
but
do.
you do just for
And if
friends.
and for that question, if the client can't afford the mold job, you
Yeah.
can request the insurance to approve it. They would just have to classify it under a um, God, what is it called when it's like catastrophe? There's a
Oh,
word for it, you know.
and
But like,
insurance will cover it.
yeah, insurance can take over it, and then you get paid. So I
Oh,
forget the word that the insurance uses, but it's like an accident. I forget the word, but they know it. But they can contact their insurance and see if they can use the insurance toward the detail. They would just have to qualify that vehicle under a certain tier, and
oh,
then they just pay the deductible. So they would pay 500, and then you get paid your $2,400 for a mold job.
wow. I did not know that. That's good to know. We have
Hmm.
biohazard, so some kind of biohazard claim. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Even when suicides, the insurance will call you and they'll tell you like, "Hey, what's it cost to get this thing
hmm,
back to normal?"
that's good to know. Um, Another question here. What is the one interior tool besides a steamer and vacuum that is a must have?
Air tool all day, like a Tornador or your Vortex. I would say the rack companies, but nah, that one failed at an early stage. So nah, Tornador or the Vortex is where I would say like get you
Yeah.
these two.
Now, is there okay, there I believe has got to be a little bit of a science using an air tool. How do you avoid not blowing things right back into the interior?
I mean, regardless, you're always gonna blow things right back into the interior, right? So, like, my process is usually I will drill brush my whole interior first, seats, carpets. Then, I'll come with my air tool, and I'm gonna make a mess, regardless. So I blow the crap out of the carpet really good, the seats. Then I'll vacuum, right? Then I'll vacuum the interior, and then I'm ready to start like really like scrubbing and steam cleaning and all of that.
Hmm. So, okay. Do you ever use like a rinseless, I was just going to say a dampened towel, like on the other side of your air tool?
Wait, what? I'm here reading this comment.
Is that Chris's, the viewer expressed in this program? Chris always
Yeah,
has,
those.
uh,
Yeah.
always has
Okay,
jokes.
so you were saying something about a towel?
Yeah, do you ever use like a dampened towel on the other side of your blow tool so that it blows into the towel and not anywhere else?
Like if I'm blowing like the vents?
Like, yeah, or anywhere, just anywhere. Like on, well, yeah, like on the dash, on the
No,
no. I
no.
always wondered if that would help.
I mean, I think there's a detailer out there that swears by like they'll put like the towel on the vent and they
I know
blow
the
it.
vent part, but then I'm
That's
wondering, will that
whack.
work anywhere else? If I
Probably,
tried
but
that
I
in
mean,
the
I'm an old school detailer. I'm scrubbing. I'm creating a mess, and then we're just starting to make it beautiful.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
I think
Um,
too many detailers are just making some crazy. I don't know. Some of these, I'm just like, dude, that's wild. But okay,
just, just get in there and clean the darn thing, huh?
for real.
Let's see. What is the average time you spend on an interior?
On an interior, on average, I'm in and out in 2 hours.
On average, and that is that a maintenance? Is that a
No, that's
half? Is that
carpet
a
cleaning, seat cleaning, blow, like a interior detail, like extracting all of that, exterior wash, wheels and tires in about
yeah,
2 hours.
wow.
If it's worst case scenario, then yeah, usually about 5 hours max. And then it's extreme. Usually it's one of those where I pick up, or it's gonna be around like 15 hours, or maybe like a good 4 days.
Yeah,
But on
uh,
average, about 2 hours
that's pretty
by
good.
myself.
That sounds efficient to me. Tanner's asking, and I'm not sure about this. What's up with that $100 shipping? I don't know what that's about.
Yes. Hey, Tanner, thank you. Okay, so I recently did a video on, and a lot of people have been inboxing me, so I gotta do a video on that one. But it's I call it A la Verga wheel cleaner,
Oh, it's the
which is
Lone
by
Star.
The Lone Star, right? So
Yes.
the
Okay.
guy, the company that was selling that product, no longer the Lone Star cut him. So he no longer carries Lone Star. So now the only way that you can get Lone Star is you have to go through their website, right? And Tanner did. And dude, they were charging him it was an $18 gallon. Shipping came out to $118 through Lone
Oh,
Star with shipping. Bro, their shipping is higher than Thor's. I
that's
mean,
crazy.
it's higher than a lot of other brands. And so I went up there and I literally told them like, "Yo, like your pricing for shipping is ridiculous." And I literally told them, and they were like, "Yeah, so if you're wanting to try that wheel cleaner, you would have to call the company." And then this is why I want to do the video so that they can flood that company
Yeah.
and they can fix their stuff because they literally Tanner had a call. The lady said I had to call UPS to get the total of for the shipping, and it was just a mess. So they don't have like a platform where you can just like click, and so he ended up
Yeah.
paying like 47 bucks to his house. So that was better. So if you're
Yeah.
wanting that gallon, you have to call it in, and then they have
That
to call the UP. It's a
that
headache,
sounds like way too
right?
much work. Yeah.
Yeah. So for that reason, I'm like, dude, man, like
Yeah.
simplify. But they're local, so that they
Yeah.
mostly just distribute locally. So I get it, but
Yeah.
they're not ready for the masses.
Yeah.
For what I
Can I
can do, I know for sure.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can get on and you blow it up and they figure it out, right?
Like, yeah, figure that sucker out, man, because all my viewers
Figure
want
it
that
out.
freaking cleaner for 18
I mean,
bucks.
yeah, that's wild. Um, by the way, on Thor, all you have to do is spend $99 for free
Oh,
shipping.
$99 and you get free shipping. Yes. You're right.
Let's
You're right. You're right. There you
let's
go.
not
Click, put
forget
it
that.
in there.
Let's not forget that. You know how easy it is to spend $99? I can't get on the Thor site without spending $99 because why would I when you could get free shipping? I think they call that
I
girl
literally
math.
try.
Is it?
And trust me, I literally try and then I'm like, I guess I'm not that detailer to spend all that. Like if I just need a towel, trust me, I will just buy the goat. That's it. I'll buy the goat. That's it. That's all I need. You know, like do I want the free shipping? Yeah, but I'm not gonna buy anything else. Like I just
Yeah,
want
but
the
you
goat.
buy 4 goats and then you get free shipping.
True. That's
It
probably
is.
why I have a ton of towels. Cause I be buying too many towels.
Yeah, right? Oh, me too. Just can't stop. Okay, let's see. A couple more questions here. What is the go-to product or chemical that has the broadest range for
Super
use?
clean with that Dawn dish soap. It's called Serrano sauce.
I was waiting for that. I was
Yeah,
waiting
I
for that.
mean, I ain't gonna lie, I love that sauce, you know. But if you're IDA, well, you want to make sure you keep it around, like Coach Kemi, MZR, or Polestar. But if you're like me, if you're rebellious, super clean, 10 to 1, no, or 30 to 1, and then you put 8 drops of Dawn dish soap, and you got a killer cleaner for your leather, for your plastics, for your spot cleaner, carpet cleaning, exterior. Obviously now I'm not, I have other products,
Yeah,
but yes, the sauce. But I think what I've been using now is Jimbo's um complete cabin cleaner, I think it's called, the green one, because man, that sucker goes a long way.
does
Then
it?
that's kind of what I've been using is Jimbo's cabin cleaner, because it smells really good, and it cleans well. But I mean, there's so many things out there, to be honest now, but I'll use Serrano sauce all day.
Chris wants you to drop that formula one more time. Say it again for the Serrano sauce.
That's super clean 30 to 1, and then you put 8 drops of Dawn dish soap, and the color should be like a nice, like lightish bluish, maybe a little purplish. I don't know. It's a very light color, and should be sudsy. And everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, that burns plastic." Trust me, I have done videos on a hot day showcasing it, and literally I will spray the sauce on the hot panel of a door, and I won't even touch it, and it just dries off like butter. No
Yeah.
staining, no nothing. It's because a lot of people listen to these pros and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't use that." Man, they need to stop.
By the way, happy birthday to AK's daughter who just celebrating her 11th birthday today. Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday!
Hope she's had a great day. Okay.
Yes,
Let's see. Carlos, why don't
I'm
you have
probably
any
gonna get
orange
canceled
cards?
after this.
No, no canceling. None of that's happening here. Why
Carlos,
don't you
why
have
don't you
an
have an
orange
orange?
card?
I did have an orange car. I blew the engine on that one racing. And I did have orange motorcycles. But my wife's favorite color tends to be white.
Mm,
And that's why we have white vehicles. Obviously, my Tundra was white when I first got it. Um, but yeah, trust me. Eventually, the dream is I want to have something orange. I would love a chopper. I would love another motorcycle, but now that I have also, I'm leaning more towards a motorcycle with a sidecar, so me and him can just drive around town.
cute. I love those little sidecar motorcycles.
Yeah.
Uh, those are cool. Let's see. Carlos, when you say drill brush first, are you using the toilet bowl brush?
Yes, you can use the toilet bowl brush, or my favorite one that I kind of switched over. It's flat, but it's bristles all over. And I've showcased it in a couple of my videos. I like that one more just because uh just the way it's very useful. But yeah, the toilet bowl brush would be your go-to. So drill brush your seats. If you truly want to perfect your interior game, right, um drill brushing your carpets and your seats first is a game changer. Trust me, when you come to do the extraction, you're going to get much more cleaner. You're going to get a better presentation, more vibrant colors, because you're truly lifting a lot of the dust, the dirt that's like really embedded into the fibers. As to a
Yeah.
lot of detailers will only vacuum and then extract. You could tell the level of like I could tell when somebody really like did an interior, took their time on it, or used different tools. Like I know, but
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons. It's like using the toilet bowl brush as a pre scrubbing. Man, it's a game changer. And you add an air tool to that too.
Yeah.
Shoot,
And you do
fire.
that dry, you said?
Dry. Yep.
Dry. Hmm. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Chingy is saying that he saw you had press-alls. How do you like them? We've had a big press-all discussion on who's going down the press-all rabbit
I
hole.
think I paid $20 for each one. Um, for the price, I was like, shoot. But the hype was real. Everybody was saying like these are amazing. So I was like, after watching a couple people, I jumped on the wagon and I've enjoyed them. I think the only thing is like they shrink. Sometimes they get like real skinny.
Mm,
I think I did see Yum Cars, I think, showcase press all bottles. So
mhm.
hey, if those don't shrink, if theirs are built better, I might give me some Yum press all bottles. I don't know, but I
Yeah,
love them. I really do. Those are I even gave 5 away to one of my good friends.
nice.
Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed them. I thought they were gonna be more of like worse than
Like,
the IKs, but
yeah,
the,
all
the
hype.
triggers are solid.
Yeah. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole yet, but they look so nice, especially when people are getting the custom stickers and, you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. They do the yeah. I need to
yeah,
do stuff like that, but
makes it look
I'm
so
okay.
good. One day, right?
One day
Okay.
we'll get there.
I think I have 2 more questions, and then we'll get into a little bit of interior talk and do a giveaway. So, and when
Okay.
I talk about interiors, I'm talking about, detailers and why they might not always go for the interior clean. So,
Okay.
here we go. Is there or do you have any tips on steering wheel repairs for worn down areas? Any difference on leather or rubber steering wheels?
Honestly, if they're just so worn out, it's just better to replace the whole steering wheel. I mean, you could dye it, right? You could dye those areas, that are just maybe chipping off or shedding. You could dye those areas and then like put a clear over it, and that'll help, but it's only temporary. Just because so much abrasion is going on when you get in the force. So for that,
Yeah,
I'm like, just get a new one, right? Like carpets and seats, yeah, you can dye the seats for sure, and they'll look really good.
okay. Um And I think hopefully that answered your question, Dave, CD. And then what are the top 3 items for cleaning caked on steering wheels?
Ooh, acid number one, straight.
Acid straight
I
on a steering wheel.
on a dirty wheel.
Hmm.
Oh, steering
No,
wheels. Oh my god,
steering
I
wheel.
thought.
I know,
Oh, I
wait,
thought
I'm
that said
wait,
steering
what?
wheel. My bad. Or I thought that said like a car wheel.
I
What
was
is the
just
top
like,
three
"What?"
items? Okay, so what I like to do is I will grab a towel. Usually I'll grab like the goat, right, and I'll put it over the towel over the steering wheel. And then what I will do is I will take the tip of my sheaf steamer gun. So it's just just the gun itself, I guess. And I will steam the towel. And so what I'm creating is like a sauna around the steering wheel, right? And all that steam is just kind of encapsulating around it. And then what I'll do is I'll just grab the towel and then I'll just kind of start just kind of wiping it off. And all that grime literally goes to the towel without doing a lot of work. For me,
Mm,
steam is my best friend. So I will use steam all day, every day. Another way I would do it is I would grab like your preferred interior cleaner. You can spray your steering wheel, right, all the way around, put your towel over it, steam it, and let the steam with that chemical just start, working. And you can clean it off much quicker than when you sit there with the brush and you're trying to really agitate. Just
yeah.
let the steam do the work.
Hmm. I am I don't use my steamer as much as I should, and I've been hearing a lot about steam and steamers lately. I feel like I need to one
There's
of
a
these
love
weeks
and hate
pull back
relationship to
out.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pros are like, you don't steam. I'm like, bro, go clean a car, dude.
You make me laugh. Okay. All right. I think I have answered all the questions so far that we have starred. Um,
Good questions.
Yeah, very good questions. Absolutely. I feel like people always ask great questions in here. So let's talk a little bit. We will do the giveaway in about 5 minutes, guys. So stick with us here. We've already been on for almost an hour. This has already been gone by so fast. This is what happens when you're having a good time. Carlos, let's talk about detailers and interiors. Do you think, for the most part, there are a lot of detailers who will avoid interiors?
Oh yeah, especially now in this time, yeah. Nobody
Why?
wants to
Why
do
do
in,
you think
nobody
that?
wants to do interiors anymore because social media has brainwashed them. Influencers have brainwashed them that like, oh, the money is on exteriors. You need to do coatings, So the market has brainwashed all these little rookies coming into the game, all the other detailers who were doing interiors. Now they're all brainwashed and they think they're all bad, like, they're the best or whatever, and they don't want to do interiors no more. Now they're like, no, all I do is paint correction and coatings, and I think just the social media side has influenced them and brainwashed them to like not doing tiers anymore. And I
Yeah.
guess because a lot of them say like, oh, we don't make money on them, you know, charge accordingly. You're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, your when you think about a high ticket interior, like for me, it's so much more work than an
Hmm.
exterior. Absolutely. Like, I mean, hands down, even on a maintenance, I just think interiors are more work. And I think that they definitely should be priced more than just an exterior. I mean, depending on obviously if you're doing a coating or whatnot. But I think that's the problem for me sometimes. And again, I am not experienced. I do not call myself a professional, but it's just the whole pricing thing because of the time that you put into it. I don't know that I could do an interior and exterior in 2 hours, like you were saying. I couldn't. I
Yeah,
couldn't. So
I
for
think
me,
it's
it's
just
efficiency. I need to be better.
efficiency process. Once you get your process, you're game. You're good, right? Like
Yeah.
for me, it's tough for me with exteriors. Like I hate scrubbing wheels. I hate scrubbing tires. So I'm looking for the best product that I can just
Yeah.
spray on, pressure wash off, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Right. But anybody can pick up a polisher. Even a blind man can polish a car and that sucker will look good. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but very few can take an interior and truly transform it.
No,
Right.
absolutely.
And I think interiors, and I think I said this in the past, but I honestly feel here in a couple years, if you're still doing interiors, you gonna be making some money because I'm
Mm,
already seeing it. And I called it a couple years back that there's a lot of detailers who are sending their clients to me. They're like, hey, I was referred to you by this detailer that says that you do interiors. And I'm
yeah.
like, bro, I know this dude does interiors. And so when they come to me, my price is high, and they're like, whoa, right?
Yeah.
And but people are going to be making some money, some real good money, and we're almost there because
Yeah.
all these new detailers or all these seasoned detailers no longer want to do the dirty work. They just want to shine paint. Like anybody can do that.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like it doesn't take a skill to make a paint shiny, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I think
I can see
we're
that.
we're in the we're gonna be making money.
Yeah. Chingy had brought up a comment, and what you're saying I think is absolutely true. With an exterior, you can make soap work. You can make a rinseless work. You could shine up a car really easy, but if you don't have the right chemicals for an interior, um, it's not going to come out the way that you want. It's not an easy fix all the time, like an exterior.
Yeah,
In
sometimes
my
it's worse.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, Somebody's talking about Bonnet Pro in here. I have, after talking to Chelsea and hearing about Bonnet Pro and all of these what is it? The Rocket, what's it called?
Rocket Revive, I think it's called or
All of
something.
those, like, I haven't wanted to go down that rabbit hole because I just don't do
Hmm.
exterior enough. But I had an exterior job. I'm sorry, interior. I had a job, a couple weeks ago, and it was better. But those seats, it was a 2014. I guarantee those seats had never ever been cleaned, and again, I got a lot of it out, but it was not as good as it could have been had I had the right chemicals to do the
Yeah.
job, you know?
So I use Flex.
There you go, break and flex ice
Yeah,
and all
Flex
that
Ice,
stuff,
Flex
right?
Bio Break, Flex Fire.
Yeah,
That's been my go-to for years, right? I have tried Bonnet, but honestly, once you figure out like your products, right? Yeah, I'll try it, but then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go right back to my Flex because I already know how to work it, right? Yeah, they're expensive. They're like, I think now they're like $80 per gallon, but it's been 3 years since I've purchased BioBreak Ice and Fire, which I literally just ran out. So for that cost, takes me this 3 years out. Like it's a no brainer, right? But it's definitely, um, it's one of those things where I tell detailers like, look, buy this. Yes, it's expensive, but you never know when if that PNS bomber and that PNS Terminator ain't working. You use this, I guarantee you that sucker is gonna work,
yeah,
right? And I use Carpet Bomber. I use the Terminator for those vehicles that aren't too bad, and I can get the job done with those chemicals. But they are those details where it's trashed, heavy soiling, heavy staining, and that's where we need these kind of products, right? So for me, I carry every product, every tool, because I just never know when I'm gonna need it.
yeah. Would you say that an interior I mean, I think for me too, I feel like an exterior is easier to upsell. Would you say that's true or not true?
I think it's true.
Yeah. I think you yeah. How would you upsell an interior?
How would I sell upsell an interior? So like if they're doing an exterior package and then they want to get an interior,
Yeah, or like, is there
on
no, yeah,
oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, if I'm doing an interior clean, and I guess this depends on packages here, right? And what you're gonna offer. But what would an
Mm-hmm.
upsell to you be in an interior? Like what would does that make sense?
Mm, yeah, so like my add-ons would be like headliner, right?
Okay.
That's an add-on in my business.
Okay.
The headliner. The seat belts is an add-on. So I just tell the clients like, hey, we're at 350. If you want to add the headliner, it's an extra 50 instead of 100. If you want to do the seat belts, we don't pressure wash them. I will just use like I think it's called a gator brush, and then I'll just
Oh,
spray
yeah.
like my Polestar or
Okay.
my cleaner, and then I'll spray them, scrub them, and then I'll just wipe them off. Right, those are my two add-ons in the business for interiors. Is only headliner or seat belts. That's it.
Oh,
Right. But very rarely we're like, well, I one thing is I hate upselling, because I want to do everything from the moment that you reach out and we see the car. I'll tell you everything you need. And when I show up, we're not talking about add ons. I'm not the person to do add ons. I hate doing add ons or trying to upsell when I'm there.
yeah,
Clients are like, dude, like, I just need this. Right. So
yeah,
I'm the type of detailer that I will get everything from the beginning. The pricing, I'll tell you, like, hey, if your headliner is dirty, we can do an add on, which is only $50 more. We're at 400. If we do the seatbelts, we're at 450. But those are add-ons. You don't have to get them, right? And then they'll tell me like, you know what? Let's just do the headliner. I think there's some stains, right? And then
yeah,
when I look at it, if it's maybe like a couple spots, I'll just clean it with the interior, with part of the interior, because it's not going to take me long. But there
yeah.
are those where you'll do the spots, but it's like you have to blend the whole headliner so that it
Mm,
dries nicely.
yeah.
Right. But those are really my two only upsells that I have in my package, which is just headliners and seatbelts.
Okay. Okay. We have Westcat asking, what is the difference between the Flex products?
That's a good one. So if you're doing mild work, right, you're always gonna use Flex Bio Break as your pre-spray. Flex Ice is gonna be your extractor or in whatever you're gonna use to extract, right? If you don't have an extractor, then you can just put them in little bottles and spray your seats, and it's gonna do just the same thing. If you're working on a trash car, then you're going to be doing Flex Citrus, and you're going to do flex fire for the extraction process. The fire is just going to add it a little bit of a kick, but it's also going to neutralize that citrus.
Mm. Man, I
I
should
was
have been
doing
there.
it backwards when
Yeah.
I started because I didn't. If you've been following me, you know that I don't know nothing about dilutions. I just mix and match and whatever, right? But if you actually read the things, it says like pair
It
Flex
tells you.
Fire with Flex Citrus, and I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's how you pair them.
So you actually have to read the back of bottles, huh?
Yeah, sometimes I read, sometimes I don't. Whenever I see some issues with the chemistry, I'm like, let me go to the directions.
Now, I know that you are a huge fan of interior dressing. Um, so what
Yes.
is your go-to interior dressing or floor mat dressing?
Drive Auto Appearance Lux Cockpit Conditioner all day, 24/7.
You've used that for a long time.
Yeah, since I started.
Yeah, like I
I
remember
don't
watching
switch.
videos back in the day and you were using that. Do you
Yeah,
use that
and
on
it's
floor
just a
mats as
good.
well?
I don't dress mats. The
Okay.
only places I don't dress are dashboards. I don't dress the dashboard. And then I don't dress mats because when I started this business, I had told the lady about dressing, and yeah, pretty much I was getting sued because she fell and she was
Oh
sending me a
no.
bill,
Oh
and
goodness.
the bill was like 15K because she broke her ankle or something. And yeah, I was like,
Um,
no. Thankfully, I had this is why I don't do phone calls either, because I want everything in writing. So if we start on the phone call, I'll tell you like I'm gonna hang up. Well, I don't tell you I'm gonna hang up, but I'll tell them we'll continue this conversation through text or email. That way, I have a paper trail, right? And that lady forgot that I literally had texted her and said, "Hey, uh, I don't dress the mask for safety reasons, but if you wish for me to do it, just know you're liable. Reply with a yes." And she replied with a yes. And
oh,
yeah, whenever I was getting sued, I just went up to the judge and I was like, "Look, right here, this is all I have,"
yeah.
and they dismissed it.
Wow. Lucky. Huh.
Yeah, so I don't dress mats and dashboards. Dashboards because even if your dressing is no gloss or whatever, I just don't want that glare for the client, and so I would just leave that neutral. But it does have like a UV protection on it, but I just won't dress the dashboard.
Okay. Wow, man. Okay. Awesome. I think we got through. That was a lot of questions. Very good questions. We've been on for over an hour, so I think we should do the giveaway. Are we good with
All
that?
right.
Okay, so let's do the giveaway. It is going to be for the, again, perfectly safe brush, just the head, which I will send you. So we're going to go ahead and do what I did last time. Number 1 through 50, I have the number. Go. First person who I see has the number, and I have to see them first. Remember, it might look different on my screen. 1 through 50, first person who has the number. 1 through 50. Oh, I already think I see it here. And the person on my screen who has the number is Corey. The number was 13. So, congratulations, Corey. You won the perfectly safe brush. Corey, I know how to get in touch with you, so I will go ahead and do that. Thank you. Congratulations. Man, thank you so much, Carlos, for coming on tonight. This was fun.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, we had good questions, good conversation. Uh, thank you.
Nah,
Absolutely.
thank you. This was fun.
Yes, this was. All right, guys. Thank you for being here tonight and spending your time with me. Thank you, Carlos. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.